Hi everyone, I am a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. Welcome to my channel. Today I am doing something exciting. I like it. It's organizing. I'm organizing my drawers to separate my stamping items. I have a custom make my drawers. And if you do whatever you do, I'll show you how to go about and how I went by and measuring and all this stuff. So let's get started. Okay, I'm going to show you how I cut a piece of foam board real quick. There is a video that how I cut chipboard, and I can cut foam board the same way, but this might be a little bit easier way. As in the other video, I showed you that you go ahead and line up your mat. So these two lines are square, and if they're not square, you need to cut them square, and I'll put a link to the other video so it shows you how to do that. And for these pieces, I'm going to cut 2 inches. I'm going to put my Logan ruler here, and I'm going to be able to see the mark here and the mark here. When I eye it up, then I'll just take my mat knife, my Logan mat knife, and I'll butt it up against this railed side and just make a score or cut it all the way down to there. Then you take it and you just pop it. Then you can flip it around. Hold your knife level or kind of like at a 45-degree inside of that area you just cut. So this is kind of halfway between here and here. Okay. Pretend I didn't cut this because I cut it wrong. I have lined the bottom of my drawer with designer series paper. I took 2 12 by 12 sheets of paper and laid them each up to the side. So there's an overlap that I want to do, and I want to do a 1/4 inch overlap. I'm going to do it from the top. Okay, now I can read my ruler. So I want to do a 1/4 inch of an overlap, so I know where to cut this. So I measure from the end of this paper is at 0, and this is at 1/4 inch. So I need to mark it real good right there. On that pattern paper, it's hard to tell where your mark is, so you need to mark it real good. Okay, so this should be a 1/4 inch of overlap. Now, if it's a little bit too much, you can always trim it later. And if it's a little bit short, it's not going to matter because you're going to have the 1/4 inch foam board going around the outside edge. Okay, now this side, this will not be in the same pattern sequence, but it's going to be in the back of the drawer, so I really don't care. So I want to cut this again so there's a 1/4 inch overlap. So that is, I'll just mark it like this. Then I'm going to use the other one just to use it as a guide to cut the other piece. Now I'll know this will be overlapping a 1/4 inch, and this will be overlapping a 1/4 inch, so I'll go ahead and mark this too. I ran a piece of score tape all the way down here, rubbed it on real good. Now, and I'm going to take a piece of that score tape and just take a little piece of that off. Then I'm going to lay my other piece of 1 by 12 that I've got cut here and lay it right to that edge. Then I'll go ahead and take it off. Oops. That way. Now You don't have to do it inside the drawer like I'm doing it. Just do it. Okay. Let me go ahead and get these two pieces together the same way. To do is decide what I'm going to put in my drawer here so I can have my dividers situated so it will hold these items. So I'll go get items that I know that I want to put in here. I think ruler would be a good thing because I use a ruler a lot. I know I want to have a ruler, and I want to have room for pencils, and I like to have a little trash can. This is the very top middle drawer of my work area, and if I have little gibbles on my table, I can just brush them off into this little, open my drawer a little bit and just brush them off into my little trash can that I'll have right here. And how I'll do that is I will have a little area here and just lay a little garbage bag. Some areas they don't have garbage bags, so, or paper towel. Matter of fact, I did a paper towel and I like it better. Just lay a little paper towel right in this area. And that way, when it fills up, I can just grab the paper towel and dump it out. So probably one area about that big. Okay, those things I know that I want, so probably need to kind of mark that about the size I want my trash can. Now, this is just very rough. I want it to go up on the edges. So I want it to be able to catch most of the stuff that I pitch in there without getting too much in the bottom. Now, with the being paper on the bottom, it's very easy to, if you have a little vacuum cleaner, to vacuum it up. I'm going to put a link and show you what the little vacuum cleaner I have that's really great for this sort of stuff. It's a little Black & Decker pivot, and you just bring it out, and it has a slant right here, and this is great for really good to vacuum up your inside your drawers, on your floors, even on top of your table, anywhere that you have little bits of paper. It does a real good job of picking it all up for you. And then in order to empty it, you just push this little button, and then all your stuff is down here, and you can dump it out. Also, you can open it on this edge. Let me see if I can do this without making a mess. I hope I can. And take this little basket out, wash it out. See how the little dirt, how kind of vacuum cleaners kind of gets real nasty smelling after a while? You can take this and shake it out real good and just wash it out with some hot water and soap. Let it soak for a little while. Let it dry real good before you put it back together. And it's a nice little vacuum cleaner. So like I said, I'm going to leave a link below. And if you'd order that through that link, I would appreciate it very much. All these sales help my YouTube channel be worth its while. I know a lot of you are Stampin' Up! Demonstrators and don't need Stampin' Up! Products, so these products would be great if you would help me out with those. Thank you. I also have this little ladybug, and it's run by batteries. I think it's 2AA. Oh, this is the trash part. This is how it holds the trash. Turn the little ladybug. You take your hand on the ladybug and twist it counterclockwise to open up the battery. And I'm sure this little filter here, you can clean it out if you'd like. I think it goes that way. basically that's it. Anyway, it's cute too. It's real handy for embossing powder, glitter, that sort of thing. If I can get it back together, I'll show you. There it is. Just pops in there. Little buttons on the side here to turn it on. You see the glitter mess that I made here? It's really great for the top of your table. Kind of makes it, it's kind of hard to get inside your drawers, but maybe not if your space is big enough. Anyway, good little item. Link below. Check it out. Very inexpensive, I think under $15. These are some things that I want to put in this drawer. I have, I do like to make flowers, and I have these items that I make flowers with. And so I'm going to put that in this drawer towards the back of the drawer. And these are some more tools for making flowers. And this is just some of that tape, you know, that you use around the stems of the flowers to put them together. I like these Tim Holtz and other brand distressing tools. Is that what they call it? Distressing tools to use every once in a while. This is another flower. It's for curling great big flowers. Okay, and I think I want to put like I said, the ruler in here. And I definitely want to put, this is all your personal items that you think that would be handy in your top drawer. I have stuff that I will be showing you later that I like to use on top to hold the things that I use the most often, like my glue, like my things like this. I like to put them on top so I can grab those easy. My score tape goes on top of the cabinet. But these things I use sometimes. And these are also made for flower making, so I'll put those up there as well. These are my cutters that I like to use. And these are, like I said, the embossing tools. And I have some old tweezers and some old pokey tools. They don't have them anymore. They went to the other score things. And these are another flower making item. Yeah, they see they're curled a little bitty paper. Okay. Pencils. I don't want to put my pen in there. That goes on top. Okay, so I know I probably want pencils and pens. Yeah, those will fit there. Okay, I think I want something like that. So now I need to put my sides in. I'm going to go ahead and see what sides I need. You will need to figure out how deep your drawer is. My drawer was about 2 1/4 inches deep, so in order to make it easy to measure, I did cut each strip 2 inches. So I'm going to start off from front to back, the whole length of my cabinet drawer, and I'm going to put a mark here. I'm going to go ahead and cut that length, and I'll need 2 of them that length. Okay, so now I have the pieces that go full length of the sides. So I'm going to hold this here, cut it up against this foam board, and see where this needs to be, and measure that. Okay, so I'm going to cut 2 that size. Okay. Now here, at the front of the drawer,
I have my knob coming out, so I'll have to take that knob off. Now I'm going to back it out. I'm going to mark front. You probably won't be able to see this, but you can actually see it in real life, because I know this goes to the front of my cabinet. Okay, I'm going to take this, and I'm written it this way, so I know that this is the top. So you need to mark top that way, whatever you need to do to know that this is the top, because you don't want to put it back in this way, because it might not fit your hole just exactly right. Okay, so now we're going ahead and butt this up and this up. Take my knob and kind of press it against there. Now I can see exactly where my hole is. Take a pokey tool, go ahead and poke that in the center, go all the way through. Now if I had a bigger pokey tool, that would be great, or one of those XO blades. I don't have one of those, so I'll just have to use this. But anything to make your hole big enough to hold your, put your screw through there. I think that might do it. Let's see. Yep. It's very easy to cut. So now I know that this will be here. Go ahead and put this aside somewhere so I don't lose all my parts for when I put it back together later. I'll need to determine what... Do I have any parts in here that need to go the full length of the drawer? And I do. I have my ruler here. It needs to go the full length of the drawers. Put it here and go ahead and make my mark the length that I need it for this piece here. It might be easier to do it this direction. So I've got it here. I've got it butted up. Got it butted up to this, because it's going to go here. Try to make it straight this way, and go ahead and put a little mark here, because I know I need to cut it off there. I don't think I told you how I did this. I'm going to tell you now. I'm going to splice this together. How I determined the width of these. This drawer is like 2 1/4 inch deep, and I just need something that divides things out. And so I made mine 2 inches just for easy measuring, because I will eventually be covering these with cardstock as well to make the drawer real pretty and to keep these dividers in place. So your drawer depends on the depth you want it and how much dividers you need, because if you got tall things, you might want bigger dividers in here, and if you got a tall drawer. But with this one, the 2 inches just right for me. Okay. Now, this is kind of a little bit crooked, so I think when I do this piece here, it will straighten that out. And when I also want to be attaching these together, so it will straighten it all out. So I know I want this so I can go inside of here easier. Now, if I wanted to, and I may do that, since this is not going to be holding that much, but this might be, so I'm going to leave it alone. I'm just going to make sure that I've got it big enough that I can get my fingers in there and get that out. I think I want a piece that goes from here to here. Cut this piece off that I messed up on. Give it a little mark. Cut this. That will go here. Now, I think I want 2 little things here, one for my tools and one for my pencils. So I'm going to need these the same length, about this long. So I'm going to cut 2 this length. Looks like I have all the, oh, wait a minute. I think I want something to divide these stuff up too. See if these would fit. Oh yeah, perfect. I think what we need to do next is decide what paper that I want to put around here. So I will show you how to do that next. I'm going to clean up and get back to you. Okay, now I'm going to show you how I'm going to cover these things. What I'm going to do, I know my strips are 2 inches this way, 2 inches this way, and 1/4 inch this way. For the inside ones, I need it to cover around this way, and this way. So 2 and 2 and 1/4 inches, 4 and 1/4. So I'm going to need strips that are 4 and 1/4 for these. And these are my strips that are going to be 4 and 1/4. So I think I'm going to go ahead and do these first. So what I'll do is cut several strips that I think I'm going to need 4 and 1/4. Since I want to wrap this up, and I also want to leave about 1/2 inch on each side of this to attach it to the frame or one another. So what I will do is go ahead and score this right here. Since this is going to be at 2 inches, I'm going to score it at 2 inches on both sides. So 2 inches here, flip it around, 2 inches. I'm going to do that to all of them. Okay, next I'm going to go ahead and take two of my pieces. I'm going to need longer pieces than what they are, so I'm going to have to do the score tape trick and put those together. I want to score this about 1/2 inch. Doesn't have to be exactly half. Don't have to be about 1/2 inch from one edge. And then this is going to fit in here. And this needs to be approximately 1/2 inch from here. So I'll just lay it there. This is going to be a cut line here. And this is going to be my score line here. So I'll go ahead and cut that right here. This would be scored. Go ahead and fold my fold lines here. My score lines. And then this would be flared out the other direction. Now I'm going to take these and I'm going to score it all the way to the score line, all the way to the top of the score line, because I want to cut all that score line off right here. And I want to cut these corners off. These corners off. This corner off. This corner off. And I'll take my long piece. I can use glue or score tape, whatever I prefer. I'm just going to go ahead and use glue. Cover that all up so you can see your score line. It'd be a great idea to take your bone folder and rub that across it. I just don't have one here, so I won't do that, but take your bone folder and do that. I'll do it. And you want to do all your inside pieces the same way. Okay, I'll be back. Okay, now for my outside edges. I had some real heavy items in here that you think you might push and whatever to here. You might want to go ahead and glue your paper down, this paper down. I'm not going to because my items aren't that heavy. And also add another 1/2 inch strip on each of these so you can have the same sort of thing as you have here underneath here to glue it down to your paper. I'm not going to do that, but you could do that. In order to do the outside strips, I want to cover the 2-inch piece here, the 1/4 inch here, and allow a 1/2 inch to go behind here to be hidden underneath the thing. So that's going to be 2 1/4 and 1/2 is 2 3/4. So I'm going to need to cut strips 2 3/4 to cover those. Okay, here I've got my front and back section, and the way I'm going to trim these is I'm going to do this the same way as I did the others, the inside, as far as cutting the length of them. I score the first one at a 1/2 inch away. Put my piece in here. Now these are the shorter, the ones that are going into the next, like I said, the front and the back of the drawer. These are the ones that these fit. And I'm going to go ahead and put my score mark here. Right about 10 inches. And add another 1/2 inch. That would be my cut line. This would be my faux line. I'm going to do the front and the back exactly the same. Now, on this part, it's going to go 2 inches this way. So at 2 inches, all the way down, and 1/4 of an inch. So I'm going to continue that however I need to do it on this side. 1/4 of an inch would be a 1/2 inch. 1/2 inch and 3/4 of an inch. That's to meet those two lines. So this will be folded over. And this will be folded over here. And this will be flared out this way again. And flared out this way. So this time, to trim it, we'll go ahead and just trim up to that angle there. And again, cut the whole score line off of the ends. Angle, angle, and cut the whole score line off of the ends. Maybe even better to angle this a bit too. Okay. Then you would glue and wrap these around the inside, front and back. Now to do the sides, this is one of the sides. I'm going to take my strip, and this time I'm not going to add anything. I'm going to just cut it flush with this. Whatever this is, I'm going to cut it flush. So I'll cut that flush off with the other. Let me go ahead and score it so I have my line straight. Then again, I'm going to score it 2. And 2 1/4. Flip it, score it at a 1/2 inch and 3/4 of an inch. Fold that and glue this my outside edges, the outside frame of my drawer. Okay. And I'll do those and I'll be back. Okay, I'm covering my pieces now, and I wanted to make sure that you remember when you do your front piece that you can see their front written on front of here. So your hole will be in the right spot for your knob. And then you can go ahead and take your ice pick or your pokey tool and get that out so you can stick your knob through there later. Okay. Glue those inside by lifting my little tabs that I have here and slipping some glue in there. Attach that to the one next to it. Now, if I can, I found something else I would like to put in my drawer underneath my deal. If this works out, then I'll do it. If not, I guess I won't. I can see this one won't, so I'm going to pitch that one out. This one, I'd probably like to have it here, so that will be no problem. But my little trash can area is going to be larger than I expected. So now I need to find this. Does this go here? Nope. This one must go here. So I'm going to put these in. Not glue them yet. Wait till I get them all in before I glue. Yep, that was the problem. Okay, if I can still have that much room for that, that'll be good. If not, we'll see. And I guess this piece must have went here. Again, I want to leave enough space to get this out easily. Tilt it out and get it out. So I need it about right there. This is the area that I don't know if I'm going to have enough area to do two or not. Let's try it. And this one goes here or here. Okay, looks like it will. And this one goes here maybe. Okay. Make sure that you don't put a divider where your knob needs to be. Move this over just a little bit because it looks like this is not a whole lot of room here. So I could get my fingers in there and get that out. So I know I want this here. I'll go ahead and glue this down. There. And here. Okay, check it again. Okay, yeah, we're good. Now this one will probably be my next piece I need to glue to here, to here, to here. So I'll go ahead and do that. I may want to do a little measuring here to trying to get this kind of straight. Let's see, this is 2 7/8. So this needs to be 2 7/8 as well. So this needs to be moved over a little bit. Right there. This needs to be 2 7/8 on mine. So about right there. I'll go ahead and slip my glue in these little corners. Oops, brand new thing of glue. That kind of glue is good.
We didn't eat no breakfast tonight, did we?
You weren't in the house.
Huh?
You weren't in the house.
What did you eat? I know you ate something.
I just ate some candy right now.
Yogurt?
Candy. I just ate some chocolate kisses. I got hungry. I drank coffee and ate chocolate kisses.
No chocolate chips.
Chocolate kisses.
Who?
Chocolate kisses. Candy.
Oh, kisses?
Yeah. Kisses.
You got them?
Yep.
Uh-oh. I didn't know that.
Well, now you do.
There you go. Hiding stuff on me again.
It's my stash.
Hiding the goodies.
Anyway, this is the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed it. Give me a thumbs up. And go ahead and subscribe to see more videos. Bye-bye.